Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of some of the BS that I deal with at work. So I'm doing a voiceover on this. I did have an entire mic. We're working on this Kia here, set up and everything like that. But shop noises and then people playing music and just listening to it too, like people using air tools and stuff. It was actually loud, so loud it was popping the microphone I was using. But anyways, I'm doing a full sunroof here. Now, if you're watching this thinking you're gonna, I'm showing you how to do it, that's a bad idea. Now, this is my first time doing something like this on this vehicle. Not that I haven't done like headliners or moonroof, sunroofs, whatever before. I just have never done like a full-sized one, much like this. So it's a little new to me. On this, you can see here that I am putting in the sun shade, which is a roller on these. Never dealt with this before. This actually took me the longest to figure out, where I actually lost hours on this vehicle because of that sunshade. I've had to take it out a few times. You'll see. I don't put it in the video, but I'll explain at the end of the video here. But anyways, I've got the wiring harness right here, so that's what I'm doing. I'm walking back. I'll go cut this harness off. I was about to hook everything up without this harness. Like I was just gonna, I almost left it in there without the harness, which would have been bad because then it wouldn't have worked, and then I would have been angry at myself, and then I'm like, why isn't it working? And then I would have taken it all off and like, oh, son of a bitch. But luckily, I caught that. I don't, like I said, I with new things, I take my time. I go very slow with things that I'm unfamiliar with because of this reason right here of like, missing stuff. On top of that too, I was told when I got this was going to be just an R&I. So I didn't think I was going to have to disassemble stuff, re-put stuff on, re-zip tie stuff. Like, I wasn't expecting that too. So that's kind of the other thing. Which sucks because I'm not getting any extra time for having to do the disassembly and reassembly of things because they only bought part of what I needed, and then having to transfer everything else over. I get it, it's fine, but still kind of blows, especially when you're working with something that you're not too familiar with, so you're already taking a lot of time to learn it. And yeah, but anyways, so I got it in. I'm just showing here how it should go in. It goes through these little plastic pieces, and then that's it. That's what I thought too. Again, at the end of this video, I'll explain what happened. You'll see it too. But it is inside the railing right now. And I did have it hooked up correctly. Something just happened. I'm not too sure. But there are little security screws on each side that I'm pointing at here on top. So that's why when you install it, it needs to come out a little bit. Another rookie mistake that I'm about to explain is it's a lot easier with the without the freaking motors for the sunroof and the sunshade itself. But this is important. These are what holds it in, so it doesn't pop out. So that's why I'm showing this in this video, because that's what I was reading. Everything on this I was reading up on Kia and like their service procedure to repairing this or putting this all back together, right? So I got mad and I was like, the hell with my gloves. These are starting to bug the crap out of me with these tiny little bolts. So I'm gonna take one glove off so I can do better. Then after you put that one in, there's a second one, which is, I'm looking for it somewhere. I don't remember this day at all. I recorded this like maybe a week ago, and I've been super sick since the new year. But anyways, moving on to the next part here is taking off this rail. Now, when I first started looking at it here like this, I thought I was going to have to disassemble the entire railing. I thought it was all one piece, until not only I, but one of my coworkers, he came by and he looked at it with me, showed me that it was just like this little plastic piece right here, that I was just pointing at, and it just slides in. First, it's a Torx, it's a T25 Torx. You take that out, it slides out of that, and then you can slide this rail piece in or out, whichever you're trying to do in the moment, and then yeah, boom, bada bing, bada boom. But here's the biggest. Again, I make these mistakes so you guys don't have to, right? That's how I look at this, and I have no problem posting like the hiccups that I run into. That's even like just me just not thinking about it, or like I don't think a lot when I'm doing this kind of work anymore. I'm just, not that I'm losing a passion for it, but there is a lot as far as like this field goes, and I'm just not happy about anymore. So my motivation has gone down because of that. I still love working on cars. Like I really like doing shit. It's more of, I guess, building cars. I find myself having more fun when I'm doing like custom wiring or diagnostics or something challenging. But the mistake I made here was I went through I couldn't push this back to fit the railing in. Might see me struggle with this a little bit, and I hooked up the motor and everything, because again, I have a process, I do it, and I'm like, it should work. And I was trying to mess with it and power probe it and try to open it with the power probe and all that, and it wasn't doing it. I was hitting the right pins and everything, and it was just a lot of headaches. And here you can see I actually got it in, and I'm getting it in place and everything like that. And it's because I just disconnected. I just pulled the motor back off, and then I was able to push it all by hand because there was no resistance. Again, it's an amateur mistake, so don't make it. We're going super fast mode here now. So this is me just putting everything back in. I simply put a couple bolts on each side. I think I grabbed one to do. No, I did one side already. One of these parts I didn't record. I don't know, but all I know is I kind of go to crisscross pattern when it comes to putting stuff like that, and I only threaded in a little bit with these movable glasses. The reason being is, like, some manufacturers want you to put them in at a tilt. Some manufacturers want you to put them in a certain way. I leave everything loose, and then I open it, and then I tighten everything that you should after that, because it's still loose. It still move around. Again, the only problem with that is you got to be careful. If you accidentally open it and it's loose and smashes against stuff, you're gonna have problems. But I've never ran into an issue with the way I've done it ever. Like I'm very cautious when it comes to that. But right here, I'm just making sure everything is lined up and everything like that. And then this is me finishing up after doing that. I stopped recording a lot of stuff. My camera was dying here. I was to the point where I'm like full work mode. You know what I mean? If you're in that mode, you're just going. And I just left my camera recording. I try to like do the moments that need to be recorded, just to save on the space and the battery. But when you get into it, you don't really think about it too much, I guess. But yep, this is me just hooking everything back up. There is an initialization for when you get everything done. And the clip after this, I think I show it. I already did it. I went to do something after this, either on alignment or something. I don't remember, but I did something else right after this before doing the initialization, and then I didn't record it. But it's super simple. You just simply hold the button in the forward position, which I'll show you here in just a second, and you do that until it closes all the way and then opens all the way, or vice versa. One of the two. Right here is where I show. I just put your finger there. Use your middle finger, because the hell with this thing. Also, here's the biggest mistake I made on this thing. It was fixable. I thought it was going to be way worse. I thought I was going to have to tear everything back apart, but I was able to fix it. It somehow, the sunshade somehow got off track. And I'm pretty sure it's this clip right here where I put my hand and I show it. I actually show that it's off the track again. Oh, you can even see it's hanging. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it is off track. So I didn't record any of this because I was like, it's just my mistake. I'm gonna have to fix it. But if it's not hooked up properly, it might do that. I don't know how this happened, to be honest. I really don't. I was testing it like 6-7 times. It was doing fine every single time, and the 7th time it just collapsed on stuff. I have no idea why, but I was able to get it back on track again without having to tear everything out. I just loosely lowered that headliner in the back and was able to get it in between the plastic flaps that it needs to go in between and slide it back in. I don't know if it'll come back. I really don't know, but it is what it is. Right now it's fixed. So with that being said, now that that's all done, it's good to go. It already went, so we haven't seen it back this week, so I'm assuming it's all good. And with that, I will see you guys all in the next video. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Have a good rest of the week. Hopefully y'all had a good holidays and New Year and all that. And see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.